I can really tell now just how depressed I was. I don't think I would go back to that, even if I could.
Hey guys, it's Elle. So I just had my first ever sleep in a capsule hotel, and this will be day one for me on my current visit to Tokyo. The night was a little sleepless, I'm not gonna lie, obviously because I had just gotten off a plane, so there was a time difference issue, a little bit of jet lag, but also a number of people were checking in the middle of the night, it seems, and they could sometimes make a lot of noise as they were getting themselves settled. So I was staying in a capsule hotel called Suzumoriya, and it's in the Kinshicho area of Tokyo. So that morning, once I got to Kinshicho station, I bought a 24-hour metro pass from the machine. It's just 600 yen, so about $6 for adults and half that for children. And with this, you can ride the metro as much as you like within Tokyo for the next 24 hours. And the clock starts when you first put your pass through the ticket gate, so it's really fair. Just make sure that you do activate the pass on the day that you purchase it from the machine, or it does become invalid. So that morning, I went directly to Asagaya, which was where I used to work and live in Tokyo. And I just went there to meet an old colleague for a late breakfast.
Hey guys, so it's the afternoon now. I'm in Suginami Ward in Asagaya. I just met up and had like a nice long like kind of brunch with somebody who I used to work with at the first private school that I was working at here in Asagaya, like from 2019 and 2022. And that was so surreal because I never thought that I'd see anybody from that school ever again. And I am now walking towards the very first apartment I ever lived in Tokyo. The very first apartment that I ever lived in was Ogikubo. And it was like really close to this high school. It's called like Nichidai Nikko, but obviously this isn't the one that I worked at. But it's pretty similar in terms of size. This is a really, really nostalgic road for me to walk on. Ooh. And it's so surreal walking here, like through all the places, all the shops and streets that I used to walk on during those years. It's so crazy because everything here looks so different now. I can really tell now just how depressed I was. Like, I don't even think depressed even comes close to capturing how I felt when I was living here a few years ago. Because I can feel now, like, everything kind of just looks normal now, but at the time, looking back on the things that I used to see here, they used to feel so much like darker and more black and ominous and lonely and scary and upsetting. And now they just feel like really just normal and pretty and calm. Like, this is like a bathhouse, like a public bathhouse, and this is like the coin laundry that I used to use sometimes. And yeah, I'm just like really approaching the apartment, my very first apartment, but so wild, like these exact streets, like I even remember like that driveway, and it used to look so upsetting, and I was so, man, I can see now like how rough my mental health was here. Like, not only was this my first time living in Tokyo, but also like it was my first time living alone in a foreign country. But also it was during the pandemic, and as soon as I got to Tokyo, like the whole pandemic hit, and there was like lockdown, all this kind of like fear mongering and isolation, and but everything just feels like really, really normal now. It's kind of surreal. It's like, in a way, it feels like I haven't been here in decades. Or this is approaching the apartment where I used to live. This is where I used to park my bike. This is where I used to throw away my garbage. That was my apartment right there, 102. Cool, grand. And it's so weird to like stand outside my old apartment because, again, like, I mean, it's not just here either, but like this whole neighborhood, like all the rough things that happened here, like all the horrible dark things that were going on through my head. I mean, there were some good times too, but honestly, the darkness and the loneliness that I was feeling as I walked through these streets again and again and again. Early morning, afternoon, sometimes I would just go out and walk these streets like in the middle of the night, like during the pandemic. Everything was closed. There's like nobody around. And I didn't know anybody here yet. And I would just walk these streets like I don't know, just feeling like worse than death. And it's just so crazy to be back here now and everything's fine. Like, and I feel so stable. I feel so okay. And this is exactly what I wanted to experience. You know, when I came back to Tokyo for a bit, I just wanted to feel like it's just a place. It's not like this. It's not like, you know, I kind of remember this as like the loneliest, saddest, darkest place on earth. But I just wanted to, you know, feel like it's just a place. It's just another place. And so many memories of this shrine. Because the shrine is right behind the apartment where I used to live, and I would just come here and pray for the pandemics to stop, for things to get better. Such wild memories. And again, it's just a place. There's nothing intrinsically sad or lonely about it. It's beautiful. So I found it. This is the other apartment where I used to live. I actually had a little bit of trouble finding it. I went off the road a bit, but a lot went down here. It's so crazy to see it just sitting here like it's just so still and so calm. Yet for me, this place was so much frenzy and chaos. It's wild to think that I can't just walk right in, but if I could walk right in, I don't know if I'd want to. If I could walk right back into that life again. For like a year after coming back to Vancouver, that's all I wanted desperately. Just walk back into that door. But I don't think I would, even if I could, go back to that.
By this time, I had been walking all day. I checked my app and I actually walked almost 25 kilometers, so I was getting really hungry and I stopped in at a grocery store that I used to frequent called Maruetsu, and I got a quick snack of Karaage and tamagoyaki.